Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today is the start of, I guess, the reconditioning of my old Uni-Mount Western snowplow. This plow, some of you may know, is on my dad's truck now. He runs it. And this thing is old, guys. This is, I would say, 40, maybe 50 years old. This plow is. I've already done a bunch of upgrades over the years. It's had a few motors, and it's had the lights upgraded to the newer style Ultra Mount. And actually, that is not the original pump, or the motor, or the valves, or whatever you want to call it. That's not the original one. I actually got that one on eBay or something. But anyway, it's been replaced. So angle rams are fairly new. I did them years and years ago. But yeah, it's got the Uni-Mount to Ultra Mount adapter. Some of you guys probably have never seen that. That's what you need to run a Uni-Mount on a lot of these trucks, because they don't make the Uni-Mount adapter for some of the trucks. So you have to have the a Uni-Mount to Ultra Mount adapter. But anyway, it's got custom wings. I made those wings for it. It's like it's a 7.6 Pro. This is with the wings. I think it's just a tad over 9 foot now. But this is gonna get, like I said, a little makeover, overhaul. It's got a few things like this. We got some holes. I don't know if them will weld up or what. But yeah, this thing's seen a few years of use, guys. So we're gonna see what we can do with this. I got some products that I'm gonna give a try. We've got a new cutting edge for it, and I'm gonna show you the rest of the stuff I have for this. So to help this plow look new, I've got this, they call it a plow shield. And it's basically a piece of plastic. You can get this in yellow for Fisher, I believe. But all it is, once I start doing this, I'll show you guys better. But it's just a thin piece of plastic that goes over top of the blade there, and it goes under the cutting edge. So like I said, we got a new cutting edge for it. So when we take that off, we're gonna put this on. Whether or not we repair some of those holes, I might try to see if they can weld them up, some of the holes, and then probably going to spray the backside with fluid film before I put that on. And then for the wings, I've got these old mud flaps, I believe, semi-mud flaps I used for that. But I've got these really nice thick pieces of rubber here for the cutting edges on the wings. So I'm going to get them installed, and yeah, it should be a nice little makeover for this old plow. So with all these old bolts, guys, blaster or some sort of penetrating fluid is going to be your friend. And then if all else fails, you got to get to cutting these bolts. One thing I noticed here is that cutting edge is cracked. That's pretty crazy. It's pretty thin though. It's cracked on both sides. So I'm going to start with disassembling these wings, the cutting edge that I made for them. I'm going to take my plow markers off, and well, that was the easy part. Getting all that junk off. Now comes the tough part, that cutting edge. Got to figure out a way to get this thing up. So get those bolts out. And yeah, I'll have to try to figure something out here. Well, you guys think Big D can do it? We'll find out. Well, she snapped it clean on. This thing is pretty amazing, guys. That wasn't as dramatic as I thought it would be. That ain't dramatic at all. Okay, so got the plow disassembled here. Got the cutting edge off. And these areas right here are a little crusty above that hole. I don't know if I should mess with it or not. Cutting that out and replacing it isn't really going to get me anywhere, because that's not really the structure of the plow. There's a big piece of angle iron behind that, and then I'm going to put that shield in front of it, so not sure it's going to be worth cutting that out and replacing it, but I got to think about it here for a little bit. I got the cutting edge out here. I actually had this, I think, last year. You can see that the old one's pretty well wore out. And Dad actually got the thicker one. You can see here the newer one is thicker than the older one. Not sure we needed the thicker cutting edge, because we don't do a whole lot of pavement, but I guess we got it anyway. And then the new bolts. So that'll be nice. This is right from the Western dealer. Okay, so I'm getting this shield in place, and I was a little iffy about this thing. I didn't really know how well it was going to work. Even putting it up there, I was thinking, man, I don't know, but now that I got it kind of in place, and I've got the bolts on the underside, kind of hold it in place. You want those bolts about every 10 inches. I think it's going to work out. I think it's going to make this plow look like a brand new poly plow, I think. But so I did have to trim this, because it came 8 foot exactly. And this 7/6, the blade is actually exactly 7/6. I was surprised to see that exactly 7/6. So I just trimmed it with some sheet metal shears. Just I marked 6 inches off it because it was exactly 8 foot 6 inches, cut 6 inches off, and it laid on there almost perfect. Got about this much overhang, which isn't much on each side. So I got the top ones drilled. Now I gotta make sure it's pushed up against the plow really good, and I'm probably gonna clamp it down here, and then I'm gonna mark where the holes are for the cutting edge, and I'll probably drill them out maybe just a tad bigger than they need to be, so I got a little bit of play room to get them on. But yeah, it's coming along here, guys. Okay, so I just put some paint on the plow there. I've only got 1 can of this red, so kind of had to use it on the areas that needed it, so I can put my stuff on here, so I can get the cover and the cutting edge on here. Then I'll work on the rest of it. But I got all my holes drilled in that. Hopefully they're where they need to be, and yeah, we'll hopefully tomorrow get that stuff on there, and then I'm gonna fluid film that before I put the cover on. Put a good coat of fluid film behind that so it doesn't get all rusty back there. So anyway, the heat's coming on right now. I'm gonna let this sit for a day or so, and I'm gonna get back to it. So there we go. Got the shield on there. Got the new cutting edge. That thing is heavy. And then you'll notice I've got a top deflector. Link that, guys. Got that off Amazon. It actually was an 8-foot piece. I had to cut it down to 7/6. And then I put bolts in it. And then I got these, we had these really big washers. Really, the best way to do a flap is to actually have a piece of steel there that goes all the way across and holds them. I may end up doing that, but for now, this will work. I did add some more bolts to the side to hold the shield. All they wanted you to do was use the cutting edge and then the top bolts. But I did add some to the side. Another thing, I lost some footage. I had some footage of me putting some silicone on, but they send some silicone with the kit, and they want you to go all the way around the edges. I just did the sides and the top a little bit. I put the fluid film back there, so I don't even know if it'll stick, but this is the stuff they sent right here. It's 100% silicone RTV sealant. So they sent it. I figured might as well use it. I mean, it's probably would have worked better, like I said, if I wouldn't have put the fluid film back there, but I wanted the protection of the fluid film. So I guess next thing I need to do is I need to get these cutting edges on the wings there. So I'd like to have it on the ground so I could kind of just set the edges on there where they need to be. So I'll probably need to put it on the truck to do that. And then I'd like to paint the pump all one color, get that looking good. Maybe even detail the black frame. And then yeah, it looks so much better right now, just the way it is. But I got a few more things that I want to do to it. Okay, so just doing a quickie touch-up paint job on the frame here. Already got the pump done. I got it covered, obviously. Did the frame under there. I got it covered up. I've got the back here sprayed. I didn't spend a lot of time on this, guys. I don't feel it's like really worth it to spend a lot of time on this, because I'm just kind of touching it up, and then if we have it in a couple of years, I'll just probably do the same thing again, and just a quickie touch up, just to make it look fresh, because it is an old plow. This plow, you know, value wise, old Uni-Mount, it probably doesn't have a whole lot of value. I think I just added a bunch of value to it with the new cutting edge, and it does have the updated lights and stuff like that, but it is a working plow. It actually does work. But anyway, guys, to me it's not worth a full like sandblast and clean up, because it's just, the plow just ain't worth it. But anyway, once this is all dry, I'll unmask her here and we'll see what we got. Well, there she be, guys. All painted up. Looks pretty good. I wouldn't say it looks like a brand new plow, because the plow just got too much pitting going on, but all this black turned out real good. So pump turned out real good. It's a little more orange than I would like it, but that's actually probably more Western than the rest of it. But because the Western red was really an orangey red. But anyway, next thing I got to do is I got to get this thing. Well, first I got to let it dry, because everything's still dry, and then I got to get it on the truck, and we're going to put the cutting edges on the wings. Oh yeah, and then you're going to notice a new decal on there. I really wasn't too happy with that decal. I guess I shouldn't judge it before I use it, but it's a printed decal, and I'm not sure it's gonna last, but I guess we'll see. I'll link it if you want to go check it out, I guess. But for what I paid for it, I probably could have got the the Western decal, a real Western decal, but maybe not. Maybe they're real expensive. But anyway, guys, next shot, it'll be on the truck. We'll be doing the cutting edges. Okay, so I got Dad's truck hooked up to the plow, and boy, does that red plow look good on his red truck. But one final thing here before we're completed with this project. The cutting edges on the wings, you can see I've got one clamped up there right now. I showed you in the beginning of the video, it's just these big pieces of rubber. I will link these where you can get them. They're not too bad in price, way better than what I was using before. I was some old semi mud flaps or whatever that I found. So you can see I got holes already in that wing. I'm just going to go on the back side, drill them out, bolt them up. This is drilling really easily. I mean, I don't really know what kind of rubber it is, but I'm also adding these big washers just like I did the flap. So we got lock washers. That's pretty much going to do it, guys. I'm going to finish it up with the rest of them and I'll be back. Well, that's a wrap on this project, guys. Got them bolted down, and I think, like I said, looks awesome. I know this is not a new wide out or nothing, but I think Dad can be just as proud with this plow, driving around with it, as a new wide out. Whole lot cheaper too. But I guess, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video, this Uni-Mount makeover. Try to get some video of it plowing. I'll see you guys.